So thank you. We have a great hour for you. We're going to show you some brief videos of things going on. We have a lot of appreciation for many people, including you. First, before we start, I want to give a special thanks to Hazel's, who has donated some alcohol for this event, which hopefully some of you are enjoying at the moment, and also Fortuna Chocolate, started by some friends of ours and former Intercambio employee. They make amazing chocolate. They do amazing stuff for the community. They're always an incredibly purpose-driven organization, and they have been very generous to Intercambio and specifically for this event. So we are going to hear about some challenges, but really tonight we're going to focus a lot on silver linings that Intercambio has seen and exciting things going on at the organization and in our community and nationwide. But before we start, we're going to have some people rolling in, and we want to do a little activity with you. So on the theme of silver linings, I want you to think about something that you have discovered, an activity, a hobby, something you've learned that you can share with us. So if you can write your name real quick in the chat and something that you've started doing in the last 7 or 8 months to bring you joy, to bring you happiness, to bring you learning. While you think about it for a second, I'll share a couple things that I've been doing. One discovery I've had is I used to teach dance classes for 10 years, dance exercise. It brought me lots of joy. It was my creative outlet. And obviously I can't do that anymore. So now every day I take my kids. I got Mateo, my 2-year-old, in the front of the bike. I got Valentino in the tandem seat in the back of the bike, and we blast dance party music and we cruise around the neighborhood, and it's awesome. So I'd love to hear about your silver lining. Another silver lining that I've found while you think and chat is going on night hikes. So I used to not go on a lot of night hikes, but now I've been hiking at night. There's not that many people on the trails. My kids are in bed, and it's just beautiful. And my wife every time is worried because she thinks I'm going to get eaten by mountain lions. But I've been very lucky. I've only been attacked twice and just minor wounds. So far so good, knock on wood. All right. Cool. So Jenny wrote in the box there, what silver lining have you experienced during this COVID time, and what new things have you learned? And you can include your name as well. So we'll give you a minute to do that, and then we'll get into the evening. Like I said, we've got great videos from one of our staff members. We've got a video with students and volunteer teachers. We have a video with some of our national partners, and a video with our very own Governor Polis. And also with me is amazing Intercambio board member and former student and app developer Juan from Colombia. He's going to end the evening, and so we got a lot of exciting stuff for you to share. All right, I see Kira loving long, quiet walks with the dog. Other people baking with the kids, baking fresh bread from scratch. Excellent. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. This gives other people ideas too. Yeah, spending more time with family online, getting to know neighbors better, playing more piano. Todd Sainer, good to have you here. Bring them in, bring them in. Joyce, homeschooling grandchildren, beautiful. Yeah, while you're doing this, I could also give a special thanks to our development committee who helped make this event possible. So that's Joyce Neville on our board, Christy Spearn-Smith, the Nikki Woolman, Morgan McMillan, Chris Evans, and Tamsin Jackie. Did I miss anyone? I think that's it. They've worked super hard so that we could have this event and our staff can keep doing a lot of their jobs. So we're really lucky to have an amazing development committee, and I know a lot of you on this call are connected to our development committee. All right, I see learning to play the Native American flute with online classes. Lynn, good to see you. Zoom game nights with my adult kids, awesome. Walking with the dog at the lake at sunset, beautiful. Keep them coming. What else are you doing to maintain joy and happiness these days? Kitchen dance parties, love it. Loving all the great hikes. Stuart and Lauren, welcome. Yeah, we are very lucky to live in a community where we can still get outside. That is true. Lots of cooking with the family, teaching via Zoom. Lois is one of our amazing volunteer teachers. She is the queen of teaching pronunciation. Thank you for being here, Lois. Yeah, and like Lois says, one of the benefits of teaching on Zoom is students can directly see their own faces, which is a big benefit for teaching pronunciation because you can see your mouth and your lips and your teeth, and that's super important with pronunciation. So that's one of the unexpected benefits we've found of teaching online. There have been lots of little unexpected benefits. I'll share a few of those throughout the evening. Great. Well, keep those coming. But in the meantime, let's move on. Let's keep going. So, like I said, the goal for the next, now 50 minutes or so, is to really share exciting stories of what's going on at Intercambio and to share our gratitude. We've found that when big challenges arise, people step up. And we've seen that in amazing ways at Intercambio. Our volunteer teachers have stepped up a lot since this pandemic. Our students have stepped up. Their courage has been amazing to try out online classes. You'll hear the impressive numbers of how many of our students have shifted to online classes and how many had never taken online classes before. Our donors, you've stepped up. Our local partners in the community, we're doing a lot to collaborate in new ways. Our national partners, you'll hear a little bit from them. And our staff especially, they're the ones who spend a majority of their time in life supporting this work, and they've stepped up in amazing ways. But really today is mostly about gratitude to you, our supporters, because without you, we can't do this work. Well, we could do this work, but it'd be pretty bad and we would have very small numbers. So you allow us to do this work really well and continually grow. And without your contributions, what we do is not possible. And my sense of our donors, I know a lot of you, I've gotten to know a lot of our supporters over the years, is that you have a sincere passion for this work. A lot of you have volunteered and experienced firsthand what it means to cross cultures in powerful ways and to eliminate language barriers, and you've seen how it impacts your life, you've seen how it impacts other people's lives. And I just feel very grateful to be at an organization where I feel like our supporters really get the importance of this work. The last 20 years we've been doing this, and it's been amazing, and we feel stronger than ever in the power of the connections that form at Intercambio to bridge differences, to heal divides, to reduce biases, to unlock the potential of individuals. And our model is built on this foundation that every individual comes, no matter their skin color, no matter where they're from, what they bring, their religion, their race, their economic level, that they have knowledge and experiences to share and to teach, and that everyone deserves equal opportunities to thrive in our community. And we've seen people thrive in amazing ways in the last 20 years, and we're incredibly excited about continuing this work. And again, we couldn't do it without your support. So with that, I think we'll move into the first video, which features Alma Chavez, who is an Intercambio student and also the program manager for student services. So she helps support a lot of the several hundred students we have throughout Boulder County. I'll be back after this video and then another video following from students and volunteers about their experiences.
Hi. My name is Alma. I am the Student Services Manager, and I am very happy to be here today and to have the opportunity to thank you for all your support to Intercambio. Thank you to your contributions, we have been able to keep working for our community. This year has been a challenge with this pandemic. We had to close our doors suddenly in March, but that didn't stop us to keep working even harder for our community. We started by creating a resource list and calling our students. We found that many of them were struggling with employment and financially. Plus, many of them were not eligible for many benefits. We keep checking with them and provided them with resources referrals that they are eligible for. In April, we started our first set of online classes. It wasn't easy for many students, but we provided a lot of resources. 90% of them have never taken an online class before. Many of the students are taking the classes on their phones, so the book is a critical element of their learning. But now we have over 400 students since April, and they are doing well. They are developing new skills, like technical skills. They can help the kids with school, they can make phone calls in English, or even they can pay their bills online. We are very happy to have the online classes. People are learning and connecting. The online classes are very convenient and preferred for many students. After we started the first set of English classes, we were able to start the citizenship class online, and we have a conversation practice happening twice a week. The students are very happy. We are making meaningful connections, and thank you for all your support and to make this happen.
Our teacher, Deepa, I don't know, she's the best, I think, because he pushed us every time to speak, to interact, to tell about our weekends, and she's a good teacher. She's all the time smiling and she's happy.
It's also a container for many different cultures inside this room, this online room. We can share it together like very, like friend, like yes, and this, if we meet like many times.
There's some, stuff that you get face to face that you miss, but I really think you can still meet someone and teach them, and they meet their other classmates. I think, especially just the nature of things now, I think people are even looking, after class to keep connections. I know my classes we use, WhatsApp groups, and they send each other, Mother's Days and Father's Days greetings and things of that sort. So just stuff, and maybe you see it now that we're doing things electronically, but it's been really good.
You actually really learn so much. There's so much sharing going on. There's a lot of sharing, both of yourself and with the students. I've seen some really strong emotions come out in class when we have some of these conversations. So it's a great exchange, and I think that's the most rewarding part, and we have a lot of fun doing it as well.
I have 2 kids. At that time, my little one was 9 months old, and it was really hard for me because I didn't have any English. Okay, I just know some usual words like hello, bye, and every time I was scared about how are you.
When I arrived, I used to use the telephone for translate the conversation, but now I don't use more that because I take level 4 in the morning and level 3 in the afternoon. I like to study every day too and watch movies in English.
When I was in education classes back in college, this is what I thought teaching would be like. And with Intercambio, you have students who are choosing to come, who have goals for themselves and for their children. They are doing everything they can to meet those goals. While volunteering does not pay anything monetarily, it will fill your heart to overflowing. It's absolutely the best thing I've ever done.
All right, thank you. Thank you for those videos. It's been really amazing to see how much people have been connecting online during these classes. It's been a real pleasant surprise. We were quite worried in March when this first hit about the ability for people to continue connecting. And like you've seen in these videos, it's still happening. And the power of language now is more important than ever. Just this week, we were talking with one of our students who started in level 1 or 2 recently, maybe a year ago. And just recently, she had a pretty severe emergency with her family, and she was able to talk to the dispatcher on 911 in English and understand and follow the directions. And a lot of parents right now are struggling to help their kids online with their school, and as they learn more English, as they gain more technology skills, that's incredibly important and impacts generations to come. Taylor, one of the students you saw in that video, has been taking classes. He's a recent refugee from South America, and he and a lot of others have been participating in these drop-in conversation classes every week, and they love them, and you could just tell people are really craving the practice and the connection. And now he and another student have started a second set of conversation classes where they're the facilitators. So we're seeing a lot of leadership emerge, and a lot of beautiful things happen. And another surprising thing is that a lot of our students and teachers now actually prefer online classes because of the time they're saving, because of the convenience, because of the scheduling is not as much of an issue anymore. And so we're really excited about what the future looks like for Intercambio now, because even when we can go back to in-person, there's still going to be an element of online classes, which expands our access in ways that we've never imagined. So that's one of the big silver linings here. We're also doing a lot more workshops online. We're facilitating cultural humility workshops for lots of organizations, for police officers, for other nonprofits, for the Boulder Chamber, for the Boulder Humane Society Board. It's really exciting to have these conversations about cultural differences and cultural humility as well, and we're able to do that even more online now. And we're also continuing with our community conversations online, and those are working amazingly well, where we bring in 30 to 40 volunteers in the middle of every term. We give them a brief training and pair them up with students to talk kind of speed dating style in breakout rooms, and you talk with 1 or 2 students in 3 different rooms, and you just hear amazing things about how people connect and get to know each other during those conversations, and it's a really confidence building thing. So a lot of things are really going well. I want to back up and thank again our development committee for helping to make this happen. And I forgot a very important person to thank. Audrey Fishman Franklin, who was one of our first ever board chairs many years ago, is also part of that crew. And a special thanks to Christy Spearn-Smith, who's the chair of that committee, and she worked her tail off to make this happen. So thank you. On to national program. We also have a lot of exciting things happening nationally. So in January, we launched our full new English curriculum, Confidence and Connections, and our English sales were skyrocketing. We had about 600 organizations purchasing these, and then COVID hit, and a lot of those programs have been struggling. Some have closed, some are continuing to operate, but what we've seen is that more collaboration on a national level than we've ever seen before. A lot of programs in our network that use the Intercambio model, refugee resettlement agencies, churches, literacy coalitions, school districts, are really partnering with us more and sharing ideas more, and it's been a beautiful thing. And we've also started this new Intercambio network for the first time. So for the last 10 years, organizations have been buying our curriculum and accessing our training. We've been providing consulting, but it's all been one big bucket. And now we have this network where we have family members and friends and neighbors, and family members are organizations that are really engaging in a deep level of partnership with us, where we're sharing evaluations, we're sharing ideas. They're using more of the tools that we've developed, and they really have a similar mission and purpose to not only teach English, but to connect people across cultures in profound ways to bridge those differences and heal the divides. And we're very excited. We've got more organizations signing up for that every month now. And in this next video, you will get to hear from a couple of them. And then another thing we've been doing nationally is conferences. We've been presenting at conferences online, nationally, all over the place, and that's been also new, but very impactful, because we're able to reach a lot of administrators and teachers around the country without having to leave our home, which is kind of a beautiful thing, especially when you have little kids. So with that, I introduce this next video featuring a couple of our national partners.
Hi, My name is Colleen McGarry. I'm with Servant Group International in Nashville, Tennessee. We work with mostly refugee and immigrant populations from the Middle East and North Africa. And we have used Intercambio's materials for our English classes for several years now and have loved them. The additional help from Intercambio and the staff there, as they have helped us in our transition to online classes, has been really great. So thanks so much.
Hello, my name is Angela Hanley and I work for English in Action in the Roaring Fork Valley in Colorado. We've adapted almost everything in our programming, it feels like, in the last 9 months, moving all of our classes and a lot of our individual pairs, our drop-in classes, moving them all into the virtual world. It's been definitely challenging and interesting, but wonderful to see that connections can still happen through the amazing wonders of technology. I specifically want to thank Intercambio for your support. I'm the small group tutoring program manager, and my work was to get our small group classes online. And it was very helpful to talk shop with you all and watch you dive into that new, different digital world ahead of us and learn from your experience and hear that it was all going to be okay. So thank you for your support, and as always, we truly appreciate the partnership that English in Action has with Intercambio.
Thank you. It's very exciting to work with all these amazing people throughout the country, really doing similar work. And the future belongs to people who collaborate, and our team is doing an amazing job collaborating with people all over the country and communities I've never heard of, that I never would have imagined have significant immigrant populations, but they really are appreciative of this partnership, and we're appreciative of them too. So there's also, we're also diving really deep into this work of equity and talking a lot about what is our place with this racial reckoning happening in our country right now. And there's some exciting things coming out of that. And part of it is we're realizing that we're already doing a lot of really great work within equity to provide opportunities for people to come together and learn from each other, to really see shifts in people's financial successes and in the educational success of their family that impacts generations to come. And we also realize that we're still excited to learn a lot, and we feel like there's a lot more we can do in this area. One exciting thing that we're exploring right now is another partnership with an organization that facilitates conversations around the country, online, in person, but right now all online. And we're exploring possibilities with them to have, to be able to offer more conversations about race to specifically English learners all over the country. We've done it a little bit here in Boulder County, and people are really interested, and there's lots of potential benefits from having those conversations. We're also really working on spreading messages around the power imbalance in adult education. And we talk a lot about kind of the savior mentality versus the learner mentality, the mutual learner mentality. And we recently submitted an article that's going to be published in an adult education journal nationally about immigrant integration and racism. And that article is specifically about shifting the power imbalance in adult education. And we're excited to spark that conversation more, because it's extremely important and ties in very closely to this, the racial reckoning and a lot of the equity work happening right now. Something else very exciting that I wanted to touch on briefly is a new platform that we're developing. So a lot of doors have physically closed. Our doors have physically closed. A lot of programs have completely closed and aren't offering classes at all online. And with that, we're seeing new opportunities as well. And so something that we are developing is a new website and platform to be able to connect English learners with volunteer teachers anywhere in the country. So we've never done this before. And it's gonna basically take our model, our curriculum, our philosophy, and be able to match people all over. And we've been piloting the concept with 35 pairs now, and we have teachers in California who have students in Nebraska, and teachers in Arizona who have students in Florida. And one amazing thing that we hear is, how did you decide on the match for me? Because I just love my student. Or how did you decide on the match? I love my teacher. And we say, we looked at your schedule and your gender and just matched you. And that kind of reinforces this idea that when you take people from different cultures, different backgrounds, whatever it is, and bring them together to work on a common goal together and give them the tools to do it well, they're going to fall in love with each other, and beautiful learning is going to happen. And we are confident that this platform is going to connect over time tens of thousands of people in beautiful ways, and it's going to really fill a huge demand because a lot of communities have long waiting lists and no opportunities for students to take classes, and other communities actually have too many volunteers and not enough students. So we can really balance the supply and the demand and fill this huge gap of access and really do it the Intercambio way. So it's not just, you know, learning English on your own on Duolingo, but really connecting with people in the process, because that journey is often as important as the language learning, and they actually fuel each other. So when you're connected, when you feel that sense of belonging, you learn more language, and as you learn more language, you're able to connect more, and you get this beautiful cycle going. So with that, I introduce to you a person who has been involved in our program quite a bit in the last 20 years, our very own Governor Jared Polis.
Hello, Governor Jared Polis here. You know, 2020 has been a very difficult year for all of us due to COVID-19, to calls for change on the streets, to the wildfires here in Colorado. But you know what? It's affected everyone, but our immigrant communities in Colorado is one of the groups that COVID-19 in 2020 have impacted the most. That's why Intercambio is so important. Immigrants' voices are often silenced. Not every immigrant can vote. Not every immigrant receive the stimulus package, and many don't have access to the unemployment benefits that other hardworking folks received. But by being part of Intercambio, the immigrant community has a growing and strong voice that can be heard. Intercambio opens doors for real connections to form across cultures, to confidence to build, voices to be amplified, talents and assets to be unlocked for the good of everyone. Intercambio's innovation and passion for this work really create these opportunities here in Boulder County, throughout Colorado, and throughout the country, thanks to the way others are scaling and replicating this successful model. We've seen a sad rise in visible xenophobia in our nation. We need solutions to make people from different countries feel truly welcome and safe to participate. Intercambio has been a solution for over 20 years now, an important part of Colorado for all. We might not be able to completely eradicate discrimination, but Intercambio's focus on connecting people across different cultures and languages is exactly what we need to reduce the fear and celebrate our diversity. At Intercambio, volunteer teachers and English learners get to know each other's lives and perspectives, and a special respect forms. That's what we need more of in this world. I've spoken and heard from Intercambio students at their classes. I've volunteered side by side with them. I've been to the fun fiestas that they have. You know, those who participate in Intercambio are hungry to learn, to share, and really to contribute and give back to our communities. Thank you to the incredible donors who made Intercambio special, who've empowered the social entrepreneurship and volunteers and staff at Intercambio to do great things, to keep going strong, making it possible for our immigrant community to be empowered and to be heard. Felicitaciones, congratulations Intercambio on your 20th birthday. You're making Colorado a better place to live, where everyone can thrive in a Colorado for all.
In the name of the Board of Directors of Intercambio, I want to thank you all for your support and friendship. The work that Intercambio is doing, it is important, but it is not done. We are helping immigrant communities to develop skills, confidence, and connections. Immigrants community have been hit hard for COVID-19 and all the economic-related events. They are going to be key on the much-needed economic recovery. We want to reach deeper and broader with our national program and also with our programs in Colorado and in Boulder County. I'm Juan, a board member. I was born and raised in Colombia, so let me tell you something that you probably don't know about Colombians. I am not used to asking for money. I can borrow your house to do a party. I can share a meal with a stranger. I can ask you out of the blue some personal questions or adopt you in my family as an auntie or cousin. You bet on that. But fundraising, we don't even have a word for that. However, I'm feeling more American every day. So let me invite you to join me on supporting Intercambio mission. Go visit our website, intercambio.org, and click that donate button now. Or send us a check. You will feel great. Stay safe, stay strong. Thank you all, and good night.